got another series on our hands here, haven't we? So I am on the hunt and continuing on the hunt to find the best tools to help me customize and modify my bikes. If you're new to the channel and you've found me through this video, essentially what I do is restore bikes and modify them and customize retro bikes to make them whole again. I am on a bit of a mission to save old bikes and bring them back to life, essentially. But in my journey to do this, I'm starting to get to the point where I want to stand out a bit more from the crowd. I want to do something more on these bikes to help them elevate them, you know, that sounds good, elevate the bikes. So we're going to laser engrave some. Now again, we've been doing bits and pieces like this for a little while now. We've customizing parts, we're doing something a little bit different. So this is a series, this is just the start of introducing you, cannot get words out today, to a new tool, which is the LaserPecker, which is a sick name, by the way. I actually got told in the comments on my last video that I talk too much, and some guys actually started putting timestamps of when I stopped blabbering and I actually start doing the thing the video says it's going to be. Sorry about that. Alright then, let's open the box. What's inside the box? Everybody's saying that right now, aren't you? Come on. Very nice manual to start with, or manual, depending how you want to pronounce it. And it has pictures in it, which is great for me because I can't read. And yes, I will make that joke every time I open a manual. Inside the actual box itself, you've got this little envelope here, which I wasn't sure what it was. I was dying to find out what it was. Found it. It was some metal business cards, which is very cool. And then some very fancy safety glasses that I'm definitely going to walk away now and spend some time looking at myself in the mirror wearing them. And then I'll come back and open up some boxes with some cables in them. The cables are all braided, which is quite nice, so it'll last a very long time. And then the actual laser itself, which is super light, which does make me quite excited to the idea of taking it outside and just lasering bikes all the time, you know? The arm the laser goes onto is actually motorized, which is quite cool, so when you're adjusting the height. And then this is the plate that it all attaches to. It's quite literally 2 screws. It takes all of 2 seconds to put it together, really. See? Told you. Oh yeah, it also comes with this. This awesome thing is essentially a roller, so you can put cylinder things on there, or in our case, some seat posts or something like that. And it just kind of goes on the base, and then, yeah, easy. But I gotta say, this is quite a nice looking piece of kit. Like, I wasn't expecting much from the way it looked. I didn't think I'd care, but my gosh, when you actually sit back and look at this thing, it's really well made and kind of looks beautiful. But anyway, we're here for some laser engraving things, right? Alright, let's go and do that. So as far as setting it up, it is pretty much, you've got to plug it in, plug the USB cables into the actual arm itself, or the stand, and then the roller if you're using the roller, and then that's it. If you're using your phone, which you can just use an app on your phone. You just use Bluetooth and it connects like that. It's super straightforward. I did actually have to update the firmware on mine, and it did that through the phone, and it took seconds. It was really easy to do, and then I was away. I could start laser engraving things. So the first thing I thought I'd try out is one of those metal business cards. Lining up the thing you're gonna engrave is pretty straightforward. You just use this little laser square, and this changes the shape or the size depending on what size your artwork is. Simple as that. And then you're pretty much ready to go. This is actually in real time, believe it or not. This is exactly how fast it will do it when it's going for it. One thing I would say, if you are using something like this, or some of the kind of anything that's kind of coated metal or painted, you can see a little bit of smoke coming off. I imagine the same thing would happen if you were doing this on wood and plastic. So just make sure you are doing it in a well ventilated area, and that is the most sensible sentence I will ever say and ever have said on this channel. It is kind of mesmerizing to watch, I'm not gonna lie. But that was it, that quick. This was the very first thing I've ever done on this, and you can see it's slightly like almost shaded gradient at the very beginning where it started. After doing a few tests and stuff, I think it's purely the fact that it needed to warm up again, but it'll warm up for the first one, so maybe you need to be able to do a little test print just to warm up the laser, I guess. The proper crusty stickers are available on the spray.bike's website, which is spray.bikes.com. It looks quite good on these metal cars, doesn't it? But they are very few, or there are only very few left. In fact, literally a handful of each, if that. I think there's potentially maybe 1 or 2 of each, and that's that. But I'm not saying that just to tease you, I'm saying that because I've ordered so many new stickers. I'm doing a complete restock to the point that everything that's left at the moment, I'm thinking about doing these little mystery bags, so just kind of like getting rid of all the dead stock that's left. There's only a handful of, or a couple of bits and pieces, some of the older ones as well, so just kind of like do a whole refresh, because the order I've put in is pretty big. So keep an eye on spray.bikes.com, because there will be some new stickers coming and those mystery bags, but I'll probably let you guys know on Instagram and whatever else in other videos as well. So anyway, let's back to laser engraving. So now on to the thing I was quite excited about, which is this roller. I didn't want to just waste it on the only seat post I had available at the time. So this is my selfie stick from my 360 camera. I thought it'd be a kind of good thing to test it on, and my gosh, it was. It took a little bit of time for me to kind of like get it around my head exactly how to measure this. It ended up being quite straightforward. You literally just measure the size of the thing you're measuring. It's as simple as that. So like I ended up grabbing a flexible tape measure and then wrapping it round so you can get the size of it that way. It took me ages to kind of work that bit out for some reason, but that's just the way my head works, and it's late, so you know that's why. But I was amazed of how good it looks. Like it's such a simple thing to do to a thing, if that makes sense, to engrave it, but the results just speak for themselves. Annoyingly, I don't actually have any black seat posts available at the moment. There's one in a bike, maybe 2 in 2 bikes. Actually 3. There's some in bikes, but I didn't have them on hand, so I haven't got them to try them out at the moment. So I did go one more time over the selfie stick. I did this kind of like dragon design, just to do something a little bit more intricate. It actually looks really cool. I liked it very much. Then I moved on to the seat post. This is one of the things that I really thought would be a really cool thing to actually engrave on the bike. It's such a non-part, and no one really cares about the seat post. If it's anodized, it looks quite cool, then yeah, fine, but that's about it. So I was very excited to try this out. The biggest problem I'm having with the seat post is the fact that the one that I'm testing this with has this heavier part here, this part here. That bit, when you put it on the actual rollers, there we go, that bit, once you actually put it on the rollers, it just slides round. There's not enough grip on the rollers, and I'm wondering if I actually put maybe a little bit of tape or something on the post. But I also know of a couple of posts that I have that the seat clamp part is a little bit more weighted, kind of in the middle. But more importantly, seat pins. They're not very desirable for many people. People don't really like. I had a conversation recently with Gaz about this, actually, about the fact that people don't really care about seat pins, but I don't really have anything against them. So why don't we make them even better and engrave them? But I don't have any seat pins right now, so I can't test it out today. But this isn't the end of these videos. I have a list this long of things that I'm thinking about engraving. I've got loads of ideas, I've got loads of different parts and stuff. Seat pins will become a thing. Maybe actually seat pins might be quite a fun thing to maybe engrave and then maybe put up on the website for selling and stuff, who knows. So there's lots of opportunities here, put it that way. Talking of opportunities, LaserPecker have actually given you the opportunity to pick up one of these at a really good price at the moment. They are running an Easter sale, so you can get 30% off of the LaserPecker. But not only that, if you use code SECOND10, this one right here, you get an additional 10% off. When the sale ends, the 10% off will continue, just so if you, depending on when you're watching this. But if you're watching this when I post it and before Easter, that's like 40% off, which is, now I'm saying out loud, is incredibly lot of money to get off of it. That was a rubbish sentence. But as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. On Sunday, the next video that's going to be released, we do have a bike build that has already been built, but it's going to be redoing my commuter in a big way. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen some of those videos already and you know what I've been up to. If you don't know that, go and check out @_Second Life Bikes over on Instagram and you can have a look at that for yourself. Okay then, that brings us to the end of the video. If you want to hang around more often, do feel free to subscribe to the channel. It is absolutely free and it helps me out a bunch. And if you can't wait till the next video, I do suggest watching that one. That one there is a particularly good one.